This video is sponsored by Afua Mother Care.
So I'm Miss Afua Makratios. I'm a midwife and I have 2 graceful kids here. For my first child, we had traveled, and so I saw some droplets. Then I sensed that I'm pregnant. I also started feeling for Fanta, so anytime we go out, I get it. But then I was also thinking that maybe it's because of the sugar content in it, that was why, and then also the change of weather. So when we came back, we did a test, and indeed it was true. I realized I was pregnant. And for my second child, that one, it was during the corona period. We were there and it just happened. I just saw that I was pregnant. My pregnancy journey, it has been different from my first child, my second child. For my first daughter, the pregnancy journey was kind of not easy at the first trimester. Yes, I was vomiting almost everything I eat, and then I was feeling very weak. But then from the second and then the third trimester, it was okay. Then for my second, it was very complicated till the third trimester, where I was very okay. Yeah, so that's the only thing I can say about my pregnancy journey. For both kids, on the day of delivery, my daughter, it was in the morning. We had woke up and then I was just there and I started feeling the contraction, the pain. Then we rushed to the hospital. Then for my son, we were there. It was also in the morning. Then the water broke. In literal terms, the water started gushing out, and then we prepared ourselves for the hospital. So that was how I prepared. Yeah. When we got there, they examined me. Yeah, they did me vaginal examination, and then they said I was 2 cm dilated. Yeah, so the 2 cm dilated, it lasted for God knows. It was so long because I thought that because of how the pain was intensive, I thought that by the time I get there, now I'm weary. But they just told me that 2 cm, we've not gotten anywhere. So I was there throughout. Then in the evening, yeah, I had the baby. And for my son, the water came. We went to eat. I forced my husband to send me to my local food joint, and then I went to eat my fufu before we even got to the hospital. He was kind of afraid that in case the baby comes out, I told him that there was no cause for alarm. So we got to the hospital around at noon, and then they examined me and they told me that I was 3 cm dilated without any pain, without any contraction. So they said the contractions are there, so it's either I'm the one not hearing the pain, not feeling the pain. Yeah. So I was kind of, why am I not feeling the pain? So 5 cm dilation and there was no pain. The doctor was like, then I might be part of those lucky ones. So as time went by, they told me that the contraction, it has halted. Yeah, the time is supposed to get, it's not supposed to exceed because the water had already gushed out. And so they induced me. That was when I felt the pain. It started like menstrual cramps. Now it was intensive. And then I was shouting because I was feeling the pain. It was so deep that I thought that I was going to die. So that was it. It was 2 different things altogether. Okay, so I would term the joy of a mother as in, I think it can be defined in different ways. I was happy, but the joy or seeing my daughter for the first time, I didn't experience that joy. I don't want anybody to judge me, but I'm talking from what I experienced. And I know there are other women out there who might have experienced what I also went through. So for my daughter, I was expecting a very fair baby with lots of hair, because I'm that type who, when I was pregnant, I went on the internet, I look at babies with lots of hair, smiling, doing videos, like their parents doing videos of them. And so I was thinking, like, because I'm fair and my husband too is kind of not dark and fair, we were definitely going to give birth to such a kid. And so seeing my daughter not fair with no hair, I was very disappointed. I was very disappointed. I even forgot to assess the other features of a nice face and a nice body. I was just looking at the color and the hair. And so I got depressed. The depression started from that time. For my son, when immediately, it was a friend of mine who assisted in, who helped me in delivery. And so I was like, Jesus, what did I get? He said, a boy. Oh, okay. Mami naso. So and he was like, hey, oyo bronio. Then all of a sudden there was some joy within me. I don't know, but that was it. That was what I went through. Yeah. As aforementioned, I said on my way to the hospital, we met my husband's friend halfway. Yeah, so for my daughter, the journey to the hospital, she assisted me. She was giving me sacral massage. Yeah, and so she was very supportive. So after the delivery, my husband's immediate family came around. His friends came around. My friends were on the ward already, so they informed some of my colleagues who were not there. So they also came around. For my son, I went with my husband only, but we went to meet my colleagues at the ward, and so it was like a family. So they also assisted and they also helped me in everything I was doing. After delivery, my husband's friends came around, and then the immediate family, my husband's immediate family, also met us halfway. Then we came home together. So that was it. So breastfeeding for my daughter, I wanted to do exclusive breastfeeding, and I really decided to do it. I was determined, but I had to do something, and so I could only do it for 4.5 months. Yeah, so in a way it's not exclusive breastfeeding. Yeah, so after the 4.5, we introduced formula. Yes, but for my son, I was trying, but I saw that the food wasn't, the breast milk wasn't okay for him, and so I introduced formula. Yeah. So introducing solids, I said for some reason. The reason was I had to continue with my education. I was specializing in something, and so I had to leave my baby for my parents. My mom was like, anytime they are eating, she's already looking at them, and so she was ready to eat, to eat anything. And so introducing solids wasn't a problem at all. My son is just a month, so we've not started that one. Postpartum depression. It is real, and I'll repeat it, it is real. And nobody should judge a woman who goes through this for any reason. It can be something very stupid that you think that the person shouldn't have. And it is something that when I went through, to date, I've regretted. I don't know why I don't know why I couldn't focus on the good things, but rather the hair and the color made me go through it. It took me a long time before I could forgive my own self. It took me a long time. So for postpartum depression, it is something which is real. Now to the question, postpartum depression. I had my daughter, and as I was saying, I was expecting a very fair baby with lots of hair. So upon assessment, I saw that my husband is hairy, and then me too, I was hairy, and we were both fair, and then there was no way that we couldn't have a fair baby. But then God knows why he gave me that daughter. Yes, $1 million gift. He knows why he did it. But I don't know, for any reason, I couldn't see it in her. I was so down from the hospital till we came home. It took me like months. It took me months. I could watch my baby cry. Sometimes when they leave us alone, and because of how I was reacting, my husband always made sure that he was with us. My mother in particular made sure that he was with us. But when we are left alone, I will cry on my baby. I'll ask God, why? God, why didn't you give me a fair baby? Why is that my baby doesn't have hair? I will cry. Then I think my mother has been monitoring us. So one day she called me and she said, look, this thing you are doing to the baby, you are causing harm to her. You are causing harm to yourself. Then she pulled out my picture to me. And when I saw my picture, that was when my reaction started changing. I was bowed. I was hairless. And I told my mother that, why is that she didn't show me this picture? And she said there was no need showing me this picture. But what I'm doing to my daughter, she had to prove to me that anything she did, she took it from me. And so that was the reason why she showed me the picture. Still, after some months, it came back. I was like, no, you could have taken your father's hair. And so why didn't you take? Postpartum depression is something it's not normal. Like, you don't understand why you are going through that thing. You just don't understand. I recall when we go out, when people see her with the father, they are okay. Oh, cute babies, look at her skin. But anytime they see her with me, they'll be like, hey, nanipa kokwa no wa wutuntum. Like, how they would say it, you will feel so bad. So I made sure that anytime we go out, she's with her dad. That one, people don't complain. So it was like both the reaction from people and my own self. Because I believe that if you like your baby, whatever somebody will say about her, you wouldn't mind. But if you have a problem with your own self, that is when what people would say gets you. Yeah. So that was how it is. Postpartum depression, I really went through it. And I've begged my daughter, and I know she has forgiven me. And then I've also been able to forgive myself. So postpartum depression is real. It really got me. I'm saying it. I don't know how to say it for people to know what I went through, but I really went through it. Yeah. It is normal to expect changes in your body. Yes. So after delivery for my daughter, I don't know, my daughter gave me a different figure altogether. Now, I had excess flesh at various places that I thought it was beneficial to me. My tummy dropped immediately after delivery. When I came home, my mom was like, wow, my tummy dropped. I didn't have any problem in doing stomach exercise or exercising myself. Yeah, I didn't gain that much weight. For my son too, I see some difference in the tummy. Like, my tummy has come up a little, but the weight gain, I say for now, it's normal as a new mother. Yeah, so that is it. Yes, I've surprised myself because when I was coming to marry, people were like, hey, who went to me a worry? They were with you, we are with they. Some people also called my parents, they called my husband, oh, he should wait for me to grow up a little, those kind of things. So people told me that, okay, fine, now I'm married. Can I wait for some years before we start producing children so that we can have time for ourselves? I can develop myself before. Yeah, but God knows what he does. And so immediately after we've got married, yeah, the child came in. Me taking care of my kids, it's kind of surprising. I'm a baby and they are also a baby. So my husband is taking care of 2 babies, like babies all together. And my mother has been assisting me. She has been showing me do this, do that. And because of the love I have for my kids, yes. Let me check this inside. After my daughter has grown like 9 months getting to 1 year, the girl started developing hair all of a sudden. Now her color started brightening. I don't know. And so for her first birthday, I had to kneel down and beg her that please forgive me. In fact, I cried. She was laughing. She doesn't know. But then I know that God knows I've begged her. So that was it. So for me, it has been, yeah. And there were some specific things that when I take in, yeah, I'll have baby with a lot of hair, like they said, Gava. I was reading. I'm the type who likes to search. I do research. Yeah, I'm the curious type, and so I was reading. My husband too, the same thing. And so we were expecting that. I was doing everything they were saying. Take GABA. I make sure I was taking it. I made sure I was taking it like nutritious foods. I made sure I was taking in milk. Yeah, I did everything. Yet it was what it is. So so yeah, that was it. It was so different from what I read on the internet. Challenges of motherhood. For me, the challenges, it was about me fighting on how to get back my stature, as in size 10. Yeah, that has been the only challenge. Apart from that, my kids are like my siblings, and so the challenge hasn't been that much. So the joy of motherhood, I'll start from pregnancy. Both kids, we planned on our vacations, we planned on our outings. I was pregnant, but we were going out. Sometimes we would go somewhere and I'm the only pregnant woman there. And people would turn and be looking at me. And my husband would be like, "Someone can on him." And I say, and I'll be like, and I say I'm their age mates. So it has been fun. We go out, we do everything normal. Then delivery too, same. Like me, I don't let things, no, you can't just come my way. I make sure that wherever we are going, we go with you. And then we've gotten supportive families, like they really understand us, and so they've been helping. So that is it. It has been fun. It has been fun. Yeah. For my last word, what I would say is it's in a form of a motivation. If it can be in a form of advice, anything. Yes. So for my last word, one, pregnancy or giving birth, it doesn't make you look older than your age. It shouldn't change your focus after childbirth. Nothing should change. It shouldn't make you less determined, less focused, or anything. It shouldn't change your ambitions. Yes. Now, after childbirth, if you see any changes, as in anybody changes, you should be able to embrace it. If you work on it and it doesn't change, focus on working on yourself, develop yourself, do something productive, because true beauty is within. And then to the young and married, please, if you marry and then children come in a form of gift or anything, you are not expecting it, please embrace it. And don't halt anything you are doing just because of that child. Because one day you would blame the child for not allowing you to get to wherever you wanted to be. That child cannot bear that consequences. If you have people who are willing to help you, allow them to help you so that you focus on yourself. By so doing, you do yourself a favor, and then you do that child to a favor. So that is the only little advice I can give to my young and married.
This video was brought to you by Afua Mother Care. Great stuff for great kids.